right. Good evening. Happy Sunday, and welcome back to the AI Laboratory podcast. So, in the last episode, I created a website for my new webpage. I'm about to be an author, so I want to continue to work on this because I'm not entirely satisfied with what we managed to pull off within an hour. So, with that, we're going to be using some tools today. We're going to be using Claude to be able to help do the HTML coding to design the website and make it look better. And likewise, we're going to be using WordPress that's actually going to be hosting the website. So again, we'll go ahead and make this an experiment and discover a few things. So with that, hopefully we'll come up with a solid product that'll actually be usable in the future. So with that, if you're new here, please hit like and subscribe. It'll help us get this video out to more viewers and hopefully share a few more curious lessons learned with the people across the internet. So again, thanks for coming out. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got working for us today. So with that, I've got, all right, so I've got WordPress set up. Let me actually go back out of this one. So instead of building up a new page, let's go ahead and take a look at our current one. So let's go ahead and view the home page that's set up. So it's not entirely formatted in a way that I like. So as you can tell, it's got like half the page lit up here, pre-order, read samples, and then it actually expands out to a full-size page. So the formatting is not entirely suitable for what I want. The experience is it's formatted and structured kind of poorly here, where it's half the screen. This stuff is already off the side, and there's just layers and layers of stuff. It's just a website that you got to scroll, and it's not even the best scrolling experience. So we really got to redo this. But honestly, for a first stab with making a website within 1 hour, that's actually not too bad. But that's not good enough. So we're going to go ahead and create a new page. So with this, I've already done some homework before this episode. So we've got ourselves our blank page. We're going to be using Claude today. So I've got a prompt here. So let's go ahead and build upon the plan. So it's got some previous work from what we did last time. And I give a few more details like what I want with the footer, changing it up so it's more customized to my liking. And we're going to go have it do this and replace the entire thing with complete HTML code. I want to be able to just copy and paste and make sure it works. After it does work, we'll go ahead and customize it using basically a step-by-step guide me through the editing so I can just type in a few things or copy and paste so that'll actually go to the correct pictures. So yeah, let's find out what Claude can do for us. So again, we're using Claude Sonnet 4.5, and we'll find out what type of coding it does. So Claude's pretty fast to be able to produce this. It is a little bit of it's wordy. Claude likes to talk a lot. So step-by-step, some new instructions. So go to pages, add new, and we'll call it home new version. All right. Header, home new version. Probably put that in the wrong spot, but all right. Page. How do I change this? Don't know how to change the title of it. But all right, well, either way, let's go back to Claude and see what it's got. Click home new version, click the 3 dots in the top right, and select code editor. I'm pretty certain, code editor, sweet. Thanks, Claude, it's been a while since I've done this. Homepage new. All right, code editor, delete any default content, and copy and paste the entire code below. All right, complete code homepage for this. It looks like it's still working here, so before I just copy and paste, let me scroll down for a second to make sure I've got everything that it needs to code, because I think it's probably still writing the code. Yep, it totally is. So we'll hold off on the copy and paste for just a minute for it to start working, but that's all right. As soon as my icon here in the bottom right changes, that's when I'll go ahead and start copying the information. Oh my, I didn't want to go all the way to the top. Scrolling back so I can copy and paste the entire section. Whew, that's a lot of code. All right, so we've gone through the information here. We'll copy this and paste this in. All right, so yeah, big thing is so this is how you actually rename the title. All right, paragraph. He said delete everything. Sweet. Claude has finished up. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste everything in here. So we've copied, and let's go ahead and paste. All right, complete code is in there. Let's go to the very bottom. Oh my. All right, step 2, preview it. Click preview in the top right. Let's go ahead and do that. Where's the preview? View button. All right, let's click view it as desktop, preview in new tab. All right, so WordPress, let's see what it does. All right, it's still got the compressed left side, so it's still doing half. Book on cover, got the information going here. It's still not quite customized the way I like. It's got some things that are missing. Artwork, all right, so it's got a gallery. All right, so first other thing that I want to address is the fact that it's not actually displaying properly for a desktop page, which is what I asked it to do. All right, so let's go ahead and preview it and see the home page. The placeholders, don't publish, we got to customize. All right, what I need to replace. I've marked everything with comments. Here's what to change. Book cover image, line 156. All right, so find this and replace it from the actual media library. All right, Control F, I'm gonna hit find. Cannot find cover. I don't think it copied and pasted everything properly. Oh. Yeah, I did. It's just the Control F functions working differently than I expected. So what I'm going to need is I am going to have to open up a new page, and I need to go to my media library. So let's say book cover. Okay, where is my link? Copy to clipboard. All right, so I got to replace this. Paste. All right, we got that first one. All right, that's the media URL from the library. Artwork, carousel images, lines 434. All right, so if it's on line 434, let's do a quick scroll down. 434. All right, let's go back to our instructions. First up, I'm going to go make this a separate page so it's easier, faster to go, jump back and forth. All right, find 3 times. Okay, placeholder artwork 1. Where is placeholder 1? 434. Okay, so it's around there. Okay, so we go find this. Okay, now I can replace that. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and just replace this. Actually, I'll go to my media library and I'll find something else to throw in here. So I'll go ahead and copy you to clipboard. And I'll go in here and replace the website with the new content. Back to my instructions. Copy you. Okay, artwork 2. Go find me some new content. What else am I going to want? Copy my link. Go back in here. We'll replace artwork 2. I'll go find the third piece. Honestly, this is kind of a crappy picture, and I'll be replacing it in the near future, but for now, it's just something to throw in there. And we'll go to artwork 3. All right, so that covers our carousel buttons. That's 3 different pictures to load into it. All right, let's go back to our instructions. All right. Okay, so depending on how many images we want, we can change that. So if I've got more than 3 images, we'll do that. But for now, we're just going to stick with 3 images so we can move forward. All right, author photo. Cool, we'll go and replace this bad boy for a second. All right, cool, author photo. Media page, cool. There's this picture, my handsome face. And we'll go ahead and change you out. All right, there's that in place. Now, Amazon links. All right, so right now I don't have the Amazon link available yet. It's not officially up for pre-order, so we can't change this one yet, but we will do it later. Same thing here. It's not going to go official until it's actually ready for pre-order. Same thing with Goodreads, so we'll leave this one alone. All right, mailer light optional lines. Cool. Give me 1 second while I can copy and paste that. I'm going to go pull up on the other screen. All right. Join the reader list. 1 second while I get a copy of that. Share the URL. Copied. All right. Optional line form. Either keep the placeholder input button or replace the mailer light inline form code. Mailer light into form code. I'm not entirely certain. Newsletter form. I'm not entirely certain if this is actually going to work out properly. I'll have to go try and troubleshoot that one later. Mail inline form code. Okay, yeah, never mind. 1 second. I understand what it's actually asking for. So there is a code for me to copy and paste into. All right, embedded forms. Okay. Okay, here we go. Copy and paste into the form. Yeah, so essentially, I'm just going to build this set up here, text align. There we go. Okay, mailer light information is posted in there. I'm all good to go. Supposedly, we'll find out. So I've been pulling that from the other pages. Let's see now. Alrighty then, going through, let's go back to our instructions here. So we've got the mailer light form. Line 7 is complete. Step 4, test and fine tune. Let's go ahead and hit update and preview. All right, works for me. So let's go ahead and get rid of this page. I don't need that. We're going to go back into save the draft because we're making good progress. And let's go ahead and view it. Again, this will be desktop, and we will preview in a new tab. We'll find out. Okay, so I still need to fix like the structural formatting, but Red Omen, book 1, January 20th, good. Ooh, it swells up in size. Not clickable, but it's a large picture of the title. That's odd. I'm thinking that it's formatting improperly where the picture is taking up the center and this is just going straight underneath it. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and use a new tool. I'm going to go from every single computer. So if you've got like Windows 7, Windows 10, or whatever else you've got, you have this thing called the snipping tool. You just go search for snipping, and you can click on your snipping tool. What you can do is you can use this to click new snip, and you can highlight everything that you want, and it saves as a picture. So I can copy and paste this into Claude. All right, so testing. Before I start pasting into Claude, let's go finish up with the review and testing and fine tuning. So we'll come back to this for a second. All right, do the buttons work? Buy on Amazon. Cool. Sorry, the page doesn't load. Read sample. Cool. Go into a sample chapter. It's not actually a page just yet, but we'll get to that. We'll experience it. The prologue. I think we got to format this one differently. And same thing with chapter 1. Read the full chapters. Again, this should be going to another page that hasn't been set up. But all right, I've got a carousel of pictures here. Oh, okay. It's not actually clicking or doing anything, but all right. It has a button for the carousel, but it's not actually rotating things, so that's odd. Meet the author again. The formatting is absolutely hot garbage. Contact. The links are there. They're not going to work, but at least their links are there. Newsletter sign up. God, the formatting is atrocious. All right, so let's go ahead and talk to Claude. The things are functioning the way we want it to, and now we need to be able to go and make some changes. So I'm going to tell it we're on the right track, but we need to change formatting. The desktop does not fill up the entire page. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and paste in that picture. So we took a screenshot of part of the page where you have improper formatting. So I'm trying to make sure I articulate and explain like exactly what the problem is. Make this a little bit larger so you can see it. Oh, a little bit too much. All right, so basically I had to make sure I specified for the desktop version, I wanted to be able to be left and right. For the old version, I want them to be stacked vertically for each other. So let's see if we can fix it. I'm going to go ahead and ask it to do that. I am hoping that we can get it to put out the HTML code. If I need to, I'll go ahead and ask it to put back an HTML code again. Dang it. One of the things that kind of is frustrating me a little bit about Claude is every once in a while you have to compact the conversation, where like it's just you've had the conversation too much, you've got to recompact it. This is a particular problem when it comes to coding. So code comes up with a lot of different lines and Claude has to do a lot of work. So because it just fills up so many layers of text, you have to compact your conversations from time to time. And eventually, after you've gone through so much code, you have to create a whole new conversation with Claude. So whenever you're going to be doing a type of coding work like what we're doing here, it'd probably come in handy to do a workbook. So when you're in Claude, it's going to have to take a moment because it's still thinking. All right. Wow, it's going real slow right now. So when you open up the Claude sidebar, you've got projects. I'm going to go and open up a new tab. So I've got the Red Omen, the book I actually worked on, Life Maintenance, the app we developed the other day. It would be useful for me to set up a project for this website in particular that'll go along with the instructions of it. Because this way, instead of having to give the instructions to help me build the website over and over again, I could just set the instructions as part of a project. So we'll go over this real quick. So working on a project, working on author website. What are we trying to achieve? We'll actually come back to this in a second. So before we can proceed on, we'll go ahead and revisit this formatting problem and see if we can get this to work out. And then we'll go attack the workbook here shortly. So I can see the problem. I'm sure it can, but does it actually understand what I'm really looking for? So it's going to give me a fixed version. Start fresh. Oh God, delete all my content. All right. Before I go have it delete all the content, I want to make sure that it includes the artwork that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and back in here, and I'm going to go ahead and get those links. So this way, when it gives me the code, it's going to give me the proper code. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste a bunch of the different artwork in there. I can't spell carousel, but fortunately it can autocorrect for me. I'm sure it'll figure it out. We'll find out. Okay, copy the clipboard. We'll go to the next picture and go copy the clipboard. And there we go. So let's also get the book cover. And we'll copy you. Great. So we've got all this image information. All right, cool. Told you give me the HTML code so we can copy and paste. All right, so while it's working, here's 6 blocks of integrated images. Just copy and paste into one custom HTML block. All right, block 1, hero section. Block 2, book showcase. All right. Okay, instead of one giant HTML code, it's doing block by block. So while we've got this going, we're going to go ahead and get rid of our viewing template. I'm going to go ahead and delete everything. All right, so we're back to a brand new page with no content or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and try this line by line, block by block. So block 1, hero section, copy and paste. Now we're going to go down to our next section, which is block 2, the book showcase, the book cover, copy that. And go on down again. Block 207. Oop, jump back to the other page. Let's go down to block 3. Sample chapters teaser. And then we'll go on down to block 4, the artwork with my 3 artworks. Go ahead and hit enter again. Go down to block work 5, the author section with my photo. And paste that in there. Go make another layer. Ooh, block 6, the footer. Paste that in there. And let's find out how this bad boy works. Still got to go update this one, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and save this draft. And let's go ahead and preview for desktop. Let's find out. Claude, how did you do? What did you do? Yeah, Claude, you have definitely disappointed me again. Like, certain parts are improved, but unfortunately not all of it is. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go back to our snipping tool and show Claude what is going on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go take several screenshot snippets. And new snippet. And we'll go down a little bit farther. We'll go get another snippet here. Give myself another snippet. And let's get one more snippet here. All right. I mean, honestly, I should probably be a little more descriptive, but I'm just going to send it to find out what Claude's got to say. Because basically, if it's going to be improperly formatting, I can see the issues. It's displaying, but with several formatting problems. Hero section is cut off on the left side. I don't know if that's how I would describe it. Book cover is too small and not properly aligned with text. Sample check sections, text alignment issues, too far left. Still applying restraint. WordPress is still applying restraints. It'll give me a fixed code. That'll work. Copy each block. All right, so it looks like it's going to give me blocks again. So with this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and clean out the entire page, start from scratch again. Go delete it all. All right, so we're going to go through and copy and paste. Come out with another section. Cool, that's hero, block 2. We'll copy that bad boy. And go with section 3. Find out if that works. Sometimes it'll get it right. Sometimes you have to really beat it into submission with what is going on. All right, let's take a quick look and see what's going on with it. All right, so we'll go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and preview again. Okay, this is good. That's properly filling the full page. All right, that's not quite what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and take another snipping tool. I'll tell them no. want the desktop version. The book cover on the left, the book description. All right, so it's going to be good that we're only working through a couple sections at a time with like your hero section before you go down through the rest of it. Block 2, book showcase, final fix. Okay. Considering this is all inside of one giant text box, I got to go find the right section for it. All right, so we'll go back up. Block 3. Go block 1, copy the code. It's not giving me in the format that I want, so my next instruction is going to have it delete you, input my block 1. I'm going to go down to block 2. All right, so block 1 and block 2, save the draft. Let's preview again. All right, cover still's working. Oh, God. Oh, the formatting. That's awful. All right, snipping tool again. Come on, Claude. You got to fix this. All right. Uh-oh, check my internet. That doesn't look good. I'm still connected to the internet. Try and upload the picture again. It still fails. All right, I think that Claude is really hitting the end of its particular chat. So let's go ahead and try and solve a different problem. So we'll come back to this. So the tools that we have available for Claude, you've got your normal chats, but when you're dealing with coding, this thing maxes out too easily. It has to compress, and it eventually hits a limit of how far it can go. So what we're going to use instead is a project. So we're going to create a new project that is going to be the website. So we'll call this the author website. All right, what am I trying to achieve? Let's turn this chat into the start of a new project based on our conversation. So because I've already had a long conversation with Claude on this whole setting up the website and customizing it, I'm asking it to actually produce the instructions that it's going to give itself for the actual project here in Claude, which thankfully it's doing a pretty decent job of highlighting all the things that I want, the settings, the pictures, the colorations, the designs, the book cover, like everything that we've already done. It's creating a set of instructions so it has a baseline. So if I keep running into the wall of like it run out of memory for this particular chat, that's fine. I'll just create a new chat, but all these instructions will stay the same. So as soon as it's done, I'm going to copy and paste that into the new project, and we'll be off and running to the races. All right, so we're almost there. Man, it's given a large amount of information, more than I expected it to, but hey, that's probably a good thing. All right. Content form, book page, all right. things that are explicitly part of the intentions. Oh, nice. All right, well, while that's doing its magic, we're going to go ahead and, author website. We'll call this the Luminary Expanse series website, because that's basically the book is part of a series I'm going to be building, which is called the Luminary Expanse. It's the universe that the entire story occurs in. This is going to be a pretty short story overall. It's technically a novelette versus a novel, but yeah, you'll be able to see some of the artwork as part of this presentation. All right, I think I've got everything. Quick reference information guide. I don't really want the implementation guide. All right, cool. Comprehensive instructions. Copied. Now we're going to go and paste that into here. Boom. That creates the project. So all the things that we've been working on building, here's the intentions, the instructions behind it. And now I can start up a new chat. There's a memory, so it only goes to me, so I'm the only one that actually has saved data for this one. There's instructions to tailor Claude responses and files. So every time I upload a file, a picture or whatever, a instructional document, a format, I can save it and it'll constantly be able to reference it. All right. What I've created, I'm going to go ahead and close you out now. Implementation type, block by block status, how to use these documents. Great. All right. So let's go ahead and start up a new chat. I can get rid of the old one and we'll move into the new one. So as part of this project, we're going to go ahead and follow the instructions and say, give me a one-click copy paste HTML code for the home page we are building. All right, browers, yes, browers. All right, cool. Now it's got all the instructions. Give me the one-click copy paste so that it'll fit both desktop browsers and mobile browsers. So oh my God, how do you not have all this information? Great. So we'll go back to the Luminary Expanse series and we'll go ahead and show more. Copy and paste that. So now I've got that full length of information. That's the project. I'm going to give it the instructions. And copy and paste that in there as well. Hopefully we'll be able to make that thing work. And because it's got new instructions, we'll go ahead and copy and paste that. Need to clarify. Yes. I can give you two options. A single standalone HTML file, interesting, or 6 WordPress custom HTML blocks. All right, fine, we'll go with the 6 HTML blocks. All right. Option 2. All right. I'll finish up with block 1. We'll get ready to copy and paste that information in there. All right, hero block 1 section. Grumble, grumble. Don't need this preview anymore. Don't think I'll need media library. So let's go ahead and delete you all. Okay, we'll go with page 94. We'll remember that. Scroll on Going down to block 2, the book showcase. So again, we're at 94 for the next line. 95 is where I paste. Copy 3. 195. Pasting 196. 292. I'm going to forget all this. Art carousel. All right. Block 5. Small author section. And then the footer. All right, we'll go ahead and create that setup, paste the system blocks into, and publish the page. All right, we'll save the draft. We'll go ahead and preview it again. All right, so it is definitely formatting improperly again. Man, Claude, I thought you were better about code. All right, so let's go back to our snipping tool. Man, it's frustrating how it can sometimes just fall straight on its ass. So another thing that's coming out of it is also the text formatting. Scroll down, go ahead and snipping tool again. This way I can see what's going on. I do appreciate being able to do the screenshots and copy pasting. It generally is helpful getting to figure out what is going on. And one of the things that comes with doing these experiments is you learn many ways that don't work. Hero section is only taking about half the screen width. The content isn't filling the full page. It's because WordPress is constraining the content within its theme generator. Okay, updated versions of the blocks that will properly break out of the constraints. Ooh, full width fix. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, so block 1 works. We'll go back in here. I'm going to go ahead and delete all this. Go back to square root. Okay, got that. Block 2. Save you. Come on, block 3. And then block 4. Block 5. And then copy and paste block 6. We should be good to go. Save that draft. Whoop. Copy and pasted. So what you did not see is the edit undo. I probably messed up because I copied and pasted some things too soon. Okay, thankfully I can help find that. So style, footer, full. Copy the whole thing. I'm going to go scroll down to the bottom of that, delete all that crap. and we'll put that in there as well. So we'll save that draft again, hopefully with the proper full code. All right, added CSS classes, replace all 6 blocks, and cool. Let's save it. Let's preview it again in desktop. Oh, good start, good start. That went full screen. This looks like it's gone full screen. Start reading now. I think there's got to be something here on the left that's not fitting there properly. Read full chapters. It's centered. It's full screen. The carousel is not working, but that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and change the scaling. So let me zoom in a little bit. Things are scaling properly as it goes up and down. So this is good scaling. The start reading now is a little bit awkward though. We need to fix that. So we'll go ahead and do a new tool. And go back into Claude. All right, so much better. Let's fix some small issues. Let's start reading now. Let's start reading now. Part is it's formatted differently. So I want those boxes wider and evenly distributed across the page. All right, let's send it. Block 3. All right, sample chapters full. All right, let's go back in. All right. Where, oh, where? Okay, style. Okay. Crap. Grr. I want to make sure I get this thing properly done, but I don't necessarily want to break it. The problem with code is it's clear, but it's not really clear. Like working with like Claude is pretty easy. Like you can just tell exactly what you want. But code is not necessarily the same way. Like once you see it, you recognize, you understand it, but you don't necessarily know what is actually being touched. All right, so tell you what, another way for me to be able to update block 3. Go ahead and I'm going to go to the very bottom of the page. Cool, update this perfect block 3 up here. So what I'm looking for is dot sample chapters 4. All right, cool. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, sometimes you just got to figure out like Control F and find the stuff that you're looking for, but you got to make sure you have the right section. All right, so I need this. Where does it end? Oh, wow, it looks like the whole section. That is text I've never seen before, but all right. Yeah, sorry for having to go slow, but like we're hitting carousel now, and that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, looks like I hit the gap that I created, so I think we've got it. Let's go ahead and save it. We'll preview it again. I could have totally jacked it up though. Start reading now. That did not actually fit any of it. Explore the universe, the carousel. All right. Crap. All right. Claude, that did not actually fix it. Preview it again. I don't think it took a screenshot of it. Yeah. Did I copy and paste the right content? I think I did. Well, in case I didn't, let's try this one more time. All right, sample chapters full. Let's see how it ends. Ends with /style. Claude's making stuff up. Sample chapters grid. All right, save draft. Let's preview it again. Not entirely certain if I got that right. Oh, God. Yep, that's not quite what I want. Okay. Tell me. So in this case, the problem I've been having the last couple of copy pastes is I don't know where I need to stop overriding old code. So cards are stacking because the grids isn't forcing them to stay in the same row. Here's the corrected code. All right. Let me actually, oh, I've already hit 90% of the session limit. Oh, God. Just coding within a few hours, and we've already tapped this bad boy out. So we'll be getting ready to hit the end of the episode here shortly. But either way, this is still a significant improvement over what the website was. It's definitely getting a lot more formatting. And it looks like we're done with this code. So corrected block 3s. All right, so sample chapter full, replace style. Style carousel full. All right. So we'll go all the way until we hit the style carousel full. All right, cool. Paste. Let's save it. Let's preview it again. I've been guessing correctly up to this point, and it just gave verified. All right, good, good. This is actually a lot better. Read the full chapters, explore the universe, about the author. Great. Now we can try and fix this carousel. All right, very nice. So we're good here. All right. All right. So we'll try and fix this one now. Let's solve a new problem. The carousel does not change pictures when I click the arrow to scroll to the next image. New robust JavaScript. I gone from style carousel full. I'll wait for it to finish its code, and then I'll copy it. Then we'll go to the next text. All right, looks like we hit the end of that one. Sweet. Let's go down to the bottom. Key changes. Next block starts with author full. Great. Okay, style carousel full. Style carousel. Carousel image. Still not there yet. Cool. Great. Got that information in there. Let's go ahead and save draft again. We'll preview this. See if we can get it to work. All right. Nope, still not working. All right, well, we'll come back to the carousel later. Let's try and clean up one more thing throughout the author. All right, well, you know what? We're hitting our end of our time limit here. So we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out, and I appreciate your time. If you have the chance, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Would really appreciate, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. But yeah, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm to be able to find what we're trying to accomplish here. Also, if you would like to actually have your problem solved instead of my problem, and you want to join the podcast, go ahead and click the or scan the QR code in the top left. That one will be able to give you access to the Google form so you can submit your problem, give me your contact information. I'll reach out to you and we'll schedule a podcast just about to try and troubleshoot whatever problem you want to solve. I'm no stranger to trying something new, experimenting, having something blow up in my face, so we'll be happy to give it a try. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out. Until next time, be honorable.